what the pyramids builders did was show us this right here. And they gave us a lot of clue that they didn't build it by accident. There's a lot of symmetrical relationships inside. Most people know there are 3 big pyramids in Gizeh, but there are also a number of small ones. Here we see the 3 small ones, next to the smallest big one. This is a top view. Here we see the 3 bigger ones. This is the biggest pyramid. Here we see 3 small ones, and here we see another 3 small ones. And there are more. Here's even one more, and also there's one more. So in total there are 11 pyramids next to the Sphinx. If you look carefully, you can see the Sphinx here, the Great Sphinx. Here we see a map of it. What does it mean? Let's count the small pyramids. Here we find 3, here we find 1, and here we find 4. What does it mean? This means, of course, pi. The pyramid builders were showing us pi. Pi means the ratio between the circumference of a circle and the diameter. So let's draw that circle. Here we see that circle. It exactly hits the northeast corner of the big pyramid, the greatest pyramid. Also here, and the Sphinx is sitting with its bottom on top of the circle. So that can't be a coincidence. But there's more. When we draw a square inside the circle, there's only one square fitting horizontally inside the circle, and that's this one. It goes exactly over the sides of the Great Pyramid and also on the lower side, the south side of the smallest, bigger pyramid. What are the odds? There's more. We can draw a diagonal from this point of the square to this point, and the diagonal goes straight through the middle, exactly through the middle of the middle greatest pyramid. Most people don't know about this point, and that's why they think this one is a little bit offline and that one is totally offline. No, that's not true. It's exactly right. I think this map is not totally correct because the lines I'm drawing are not perfect. I think that in real, this line also goes to the top corner of that pyramid. Because this is a top view, but you can see the picture is taken from here, from the top. So you see a little bit not straight from a top. And this is what we find on Google Maps. Yeah, it's not a perfect match, but you can almost see it. So I think we should take a really good map and then redraw all the lines. When we draw a line from this corner to the bottom of the Sphinx, it goes straight to the middle of the lowest, bigger pyramid. By doing so, we divide the full circle into 1/3 and the other one is 2/3. So that means that this is a side of a perfect triangle. Here we see it. And the other perfect triangle starts in the top pyramid in the northeast corner of the biggest pyramid, of the Great Pyramid. So this is a very ancient symbol. It's a symbol, the seal of Salomo. It's very beautiful that it's present on the Gizeh Plateau. And why is that? Because it's a clock. And the clock goes this way, goes counterclockwise. And the full circle is nearly 26,000 years. This is the moment Leo started. Then it became dark. And this is the moment where Aquarius will start. Then it will be light. So this is the dark period, half a circle, and then a half a circle, a light period. What did they do to help us remind us about this, to help us interpret this clock? They built the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx. What does it mean? This is the body of Leo, of a lion, with the head of Aquarius. That is what we see here. It's very obvious, but we didn't see it for thousands of years. So what does it actually mean? This is a moment in time. What moment in time? How can we precisely know what moment it was? To help us find that exactly right moment, we have to look at the shafts in the Great Pyramid. And those shafts are aligned to certain stars. It's aligned, of course, to Sirius, the dance partner of Helios. It's aligned to the lowest star in the belly of Orion, and Orion's belt. Sorry, belly belt. And these two stars also. We first saw Tuban, we saw in the previous part, Tuban is on the circle of the precession, and also this one is related to the precession cycle. So the pyramid builders chose 4 stars to help us remind about the precession cycle. That's why they did it. The only thing we have to do now is to find the exact moment in time when those stars were perfectly aligned with the shafts inside the Great Pyramid, from the King's Chamber and the Queen's Chamber. And that moment, according to my calculation, is 2309 BC. So we know that this moment is nearly 2300 BC. We just go back in time. We'll do that later. These three pyramids represent, everybody knows that because of the work of Robert Bauval, represent the stars in the belly, in the belt of Orion. And that's exactly what we see. We see here 3 stars horizontal. Yeah? They are horizontal here. What does that mean? That means that the stars of Orion in the belly, in the belts, were rising horizontally. And that was around 11,000 BC. Yeah, we saw them nearly all at the same time rising above the horizon. So when we go back 2 times this period, 4,320 years, then we come here. 10,949 BC. That was the moment here. That is when Leo started. So that means that after a period, we are now here. After nearly 13,000 years. This is what we should see now. And that is true. When we take a picture of Orion rising, we see this formation. First one, this rises, then the second one, and then the third one. So that means that this is the current time. And that will be 2012. That is the moment when we hit the light period again, when we go to the age or the eon of Aquarius. So we had 13,000 years of darkness, and then we will have again 13,000 years of light. And that is the message of the pyramid builders. In 2012, the great year spring will start, bringing a bright new day. And that is why all the dark systems we have now, the money system, the control system, all the divide and conquer is going on, all those things will disappear. We will make a full new start. We will reinvent everything and we'll start a new way of living on this planet.
Symbols reveal and they conceal. And that's why they're used and that's why they're so important. They reveal to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. And they conceal from those who do not have the eyes to see or ears to hear.
In the book, Masonic and Occult Symbols Illustrated, we find this quote from Masonic author Charles G. Berger, who says that symbols came to have 2 meanings, the esoteric and the exoteric. The esoteric meaning was the true or original meaning, understood only by a few and closely guarded by them. The exoteric meaning was the invented or modified explanation intended for the many. This practice dates back to ancient Egypt and is explained by Dr. Robert Hieronymus, a member of a secret society called Co-Masonry, and author of the book Founding Fathers, Secret Societies.
As with all secret societies, you have levels, and if you're on the lower levels, you don't even know they're upper levels. They don't even tell you. You bump into it by accident or someone comes along. Now, in Scottish Rite, that's something different, because they know that there's a... But before then, and basically secret societies, such as, let's go to ancient Egypt. To the ancient Egyptians, the priest would tell the serfs, the guys that tilled the land, they would say, the sun is God, okay? And so they accepted that very low-level interpretation, all physical. That's not what the priest believed. What the priest believed, there was a second level. The priest believed that, nope, the physical sun is not the supreme being. It's the spirit which flows through the physical sun that is the supreme deity. However, there was another level, and the priests didn't even know it. It's those that were involved and elevated to if I would have told you this 15 years ago, I might have gotten shot. But this is now, I'm so glad now that this is easy to talk about. The third level, which is a higher level of understanding, said, nope, it's not, that's not the sun. The sun is not the supreme deity. Nope, yes, spiritual energies come through the sun. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the star Sirius.
The dog star.
The dog star, because the dog star was everything to the ancient Egyptians.